How many have thought, I wish my child behaved better? How many of you have thought, I wish my child slept more? How about, I wish my child could focus or not get sick so often or have a schedule that wasn't so random? And if those of you without kids, have you ever asked yourself what you're going to do when you do have kids and they do similar things? There are many reasons that children and teens can have irregular behavior, but one that is most important is their sleep schedule or their sleep patterns. Sleep affects how they feel, which will in turn affect how they act. So why do any of us need sleep? Some say that they do just fine without sleep. I don't need to go to sleep, right? But it has been proven that inadequate sleep interferes with health and can cause us to be less focused and have lower levels of cognitive ability. When we as adults don't get enough sleep, we can express it in ways that don't necessarily disturb others. We can become grumpy or stressed or become slackers the whole day, but then we drink some caffeine or take some sleeping pills to help us later. But when children and teens, especially those under 4, don't get the sleep they need, they do not have the capability to keep it inside and therefore act out, or in some circumstances, they can't get themselves on that regular sleep rotation because they're so stressed, and they fall into the cycle of losing sleep and then not sleeping because they haven't slept in a while, and then again losing sleep, and then not being able to fall asleep again. There's a book called Healthy Sleep Habits, Happy Child, and it's by Dr. Mark Weisbluth, and he talks about why it's so important for children and adolescents to get the proper amount of sleep. He says, sleep deprivation harms children. If your child does not learn to sleep well, he may become an incurable adult insomniac, chronically disabled from sleepiness and dependent on sleeping pills. He emphasizes the use of sleep schedules for your baby so that when your children are older, they do not develop sleep problems, end quote. In a study published by the Journal of School Health in May 2009, they looked at 384 9th to 12th grade students from 3 different high schools, and they studied how sleep duration affects the health of children and adolescents. Shorter sleep durations have been associated with poor academic performance, unintentional injuries, and obesity in adolescents, end quote. The percentage of students that did not get enough sleep during the weekdays was 91.9%. That is a very big number. Because teenagers don't regularly take naps, one of the things that they looked at was when adolescents went to bed at night and when they woke in the morning to go to school. This is where they found that the students were generally not getting enough sleep, which would be less than 7 hours each night during the week. They also found that adolescents benefit from having constant sleep times. That would mean that having regular bedtimes and rising times that remain consistent through the weekend. They found out teenagers and their parents don't normally realize that they cannot make up sleep by sleeping in on the weekends. This would just make them more tired on Monday because they disrupt that sleeping pattern by not waking up at the same time as weekdays. So they're saying that adolescents and children will function better with that sleep schedule rather than random times of waking and falling asleep. There are so many parents out there that do not know about the harmful effects of not getting enough sleep and not having a scheduled sleeping routine. I know for me that when I became a parent, I thought that keeping a baby up at night to simply see family or friends probably wouldn't hurt them. Or maybe them missing a nap so that I could run errands wasn't a big deal, but it is. When I did those things, I was depriving my children of all the benefits that sleep can give them. And then I would ask them why they were behaving badly. We should be better as parents and learn the negative effects that we are inflicting on our children. So what can we do as parents? First, we can learn how to help our children to create a routine sleep schedule, whatever age they may be, and then help them to maintain it throughout their early years. That way, when they are teens, they will already have good habits under their belt and choose to sleep more often. To do this, we need to know how much sleep our child should be getting. Parents.com gives us a good outline to follow. From newborn to 2 months of age, it should be around 16 to 18 hours of sleep. From 2 to 4 months, it's about 14 to 16 hours. 4 to 12 months is about 14 to 15 hours. 12 to around 2 years of age, or around 3 years of age, 12 months to 3 years of age should be around 12 to 14 hours. And from 3 to 5 years would be 11 to 13 hours. 5 to 12 years is about 10 to 11 hours, and then up from there it's about 7 hours. Second, we need to know our children and see the cues they give us saying, I am ready to sleep. For more information on this, I would read the book I mentioned before, Healthy Sleep Habits, Happy Child. That gives you great information on what you need to look for with those cues, like saying, you know, I'm getting drowsier, or they start sucking on things like that. And third, we should not be the selfish parent that puts our child's sleep second and our busy lives first. Dr. Mark Weisbooth says, please don't think that it has no lasting effect when you routinely keep your child up too late for your own pleasure after work, or because you want to avoid bedtime confrontation, or when you cut corners on naps in order to run errands or visit friends. Once in a while, for special occasions or reasons, it's okay. But day in, day out, sleep deprivation at night for naps as a matter of habit could be very damaging to your child. Cumulative chronic sleep losses, even of brief duration, may be harmful for learning, end quote. All parents have felt the anxiety that comes with not being able to control the behaviors of your child. We will all fight with our children on something that they do not want to do, simply because they do not yet understand that it will help them in the future. It is a big order to try and learn a whole new way of teaching and helping your child to sleep better. It will not be easy. It may at times not be fun. But is that a reason to simply give in and say, I'm good? If there was a way to help your child become the best they can be emotionally, cognitively, and physically, wouldn't you at least try to do it? I did. And I can tell you I will never go back to thinking that my children do not need sleep. They need it to learn and to grow and to develop into smart, emotionally stable human beings. Please change your ways and help the rising generation to not be dependent on sleeping pills or caffeine because they can't simply fall asleep. Thank you.